Welcome to the Go Big and Go Home show. My name's Dustin Hill, and I'm here to help you discover and stick to your dreams while deepening the connections with those you love. Hey, welcome back to the Go Big and Go Home show. It's Dustin Hill, and I'm super excited to have you here. So thank you so much for being here. I hope you checked out the last episode with Judy on there. I think that was amazing, and I really love, again, what she said about, really putting your spouse as your first client, and that, doesn't matter how many zeros you have in your bank account, if you lose your family. And that totally resonates with me, and it's super important. And that's one of the things that I feel like is just kind of that base foundation that you really need to have, right? Or else things just may not work out. So anyways, I love that. And today I want to talk about clarity. So this is something I learned from Brendan Burchard. And so Brendan, he talked about, and this is in his book, High Performance Habits, and he talks about high performers that they seek clarity, right? If they are given something to do or they are achieving something, they immediately seek for clarity. They really want to make sure that they understand what the outcome is they're trying to get, what they're trying to do, so that they can actually achieve the most. And I'm sure that you've seen this in your own life, that when things are a lot more clear, it's a lot easier to do. You think about, your eyesight real quick. So I remember I was in the office with my aunt, Debbie. So she's a registered nurse. And so I'm in the office there. She had a huge bag of M&Ms, which I would always eat as I, walked by. But I'm in this, examination room. And so there's two different beds there for people to lay down and get help with. There's the curtains, there's, the posters on the wall. And then there's that chart, right? The eye chart. So you see all the different letters on there. And so I don't even think I had to do the exam at that point, but I was like, I just want to do it. And so, to being a, 10 or 11 year old, it's like, why not? So I'm standing there, several feet away from the wall. And so I cover up my left eye, and then I read, the different lines there as they get super small. And then I cover up my right eye. And so after that, then what vision you have, right? And so mine is 20/20. And I'm very grateful for that. And just real quick as well, so a cyclops that just has one eye, what is hindsight for them? Because hindsight for us is 20/20. Hindsight for them is 20. Is that right? No, there's this card game that has this little joke on there. And I think it's probably funny for me because I'm a dad. I don't know why, it's just so funny to me. But anyway, so I'm grateful that I have 20/20 vision. It's clear. But it's funny because Amy isn't blessed with amazing eyesight. Luckily, we have contacts and glasses nowadays, and so she sees fine. But occasionally there'll be a time where I don't know that she took them out, and so then I'm like trying to show her something, and I'm like 10 feet away. I'm like, hey, Amy, look at this on my phone, or look at this thing. And she's like, Dustin, I can't see that, And so I'm like, oh, okay. So I bring the thing over close to her face, and it's like, it has to be like 6 inches away, and then she can see it, But it's like, if you don't have that clarity of, eyesight, then it's like, it's hard to drive. It's hard to walk around with confidence because you don't know what you're going to hit. And are you going to be okay? Right. And so I want to tie that back into being clear on the things that you're trying to accomplish. And so that's the thing that I really want to encourage you to do today, is to really think about, your goals and your dreams. And are they clear? Is it clear what you're trying to achieve in the end, and why you're doing this, right? So if it's not clear why you're trying to do it, then you should really get clear on that. You should try that. But I also really want to point out that sometimes it really just takes taking action for things to happen, So I think about the clarity that I've had in the last several weeks. It's been so amazing. It really has, and even over the last several months. I remember last year really having my heart full to help parents. And one of the first things that I really wanted to do is help people with starting some sort of, business on the side and being able to create the life of their dreams, and I remember thinking that'd be great. I got some feedback that oh, not everyone wants to do that and all that. And so anyways, I kind of shifted gears a little bit, but it really kind of went into more personal development. And so, it wasn't maybe super clear how I was going to help, but, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to create this course because I feel like that my life has been totally changed because of personal development. And so I'm going to do that and give back to parents and help them in that way. And I've been able to see parents go through the program and be able to be, have these amazing changes. And it's been so fun to see that. But again, then it's been like, I don't even think it wasn't 100% clear though, that like, that's the final vision, right? That's the final thing that I'm going to do, because it was hard for me because I didn't really know like, what is the result that I'm actually helping people with? Like, is it just helping them achieve goals? Is it helping them not have stress at home? It wasn't super clear to me, but again, I was still taking action. And again, that's like the moral of the story. And so I want you to really catch on to that. And so, I remember going on, and then I finally decided to launch this podcast. And to me, it really resonated, this idea of going big in life and at home, that like, it's possible. And it's funny, just before this episode too, I was just like Googling something and I saw something that was like, it's impossible to be great on the job and to be great at home. And I was like, what? No way. Like, that's not true. I just don't believe it. Like, I totally don't believe that. And kind of their message was like, oh, like just dedicate 2 to 5 years to like your business or to your career. And then you can, focus on your family. I'm like, no, I just don't agree with that. Like, that's just, I don't agree. And I really think that you can do both, that there's millions of people that have done that. And maybe it's hard. Yeah, sure. Like, those are both two worthy causes, but it's totally, totally possible. And that's why I'm super excited for this. Right. And so, hey, I got a little bit more clarity about what I'm doing. And so then I was thinking about the summer, and I was going to do a summit. I really wanted to put on a summit to be able to help people throughout the summer. My initial thought was, yeah, let's do it around COVID-19. And how can we, what things can we do during the summer? And I really, my heart went out to parents, because I just felt like, hey, this would be an amazing thing to do. And in the moment, I wasn't really sure about doing it, because, with doing a summit or doing, any sort of content, you don't want it to be just like time boxed in a sense, where it's like, oh, it works for just this summer and then it's done, right? Because there's a lot of work that goes into it. And so it's like, sometimes you want to really pick something that's a little bit more evergreen, meaning that you could watch it in a month or in 2 months or in 2 years, and it would still totally be valid, right? But I just remember feeling like I really want to help parents. I want to give back. And so I was like, you know what? We're just going to do that. And so once I actually put my stake in the ground and I said, okay, this is the topic and this is what I'm going to do, then it was a lot easier to go forward and to do it, right? And immediately after doing that, I remember feeling stressed and like not really sure about like kind of feeling like, man, there's just so much to do. And so what I did is I put together like a plan of each day of what I needed to do and work backwards. And then, it made it so much simpler to do. But anyways, going through this process, it was really, really beneficial for me, because it was great to learn, how do you actually put on a summit? What are the things involved? I learned so much about the timing and how I would, plan a lot more ahead of time. But again, it was so great to be able to do that. So grateful for the speakers that were able to come do that, and for all the people that participated. It was so fun and just amazing to be able to do that. But again, I'm just so grateful, because this whole experience gave me even more clarity on what I'm doing, right? And so I remember specifically thinking about, so I'm putting on this coaching program and really excited to be able to help, during the summer for like 8 weeks. And so, but when I did that, as I was thinking about the actual fulfillment part of that, I was thinking, wow, like again, super excited to be able to do this. But then thinking about the time, working a 9 to 5, having kids, and then running a business. And like, then I just thought of how, well, okay, so now part of my time is going to be taken by fulfillment, right? Which is great. And that's super, it's going to be a lot of fun. But then it takes away from the marketing and from the other sales and from the other, pieces of the business that need to happen. And so then it got even more clear to me what needs to happen, right? And really like my mission and my purpose. Like it's so great. And so really what it came down to is there's a lot of different things, that you can do in a business, right? You can create your own products, which is fairly common. You can write a book, you can do, all these different things. And then you figure out, well, what are the different pieces of the business? Well, there's the sales piece, there's the conversion piece, there's the actual fulfillment on that, and then there's like the supporting of it, right? And so each each business that you choose has different, pros and cons. Now, in a situation where you don't have a ton of time, right? You're working on a 9 to 5, you're spending time with your family, and you're running a business, you really want to be able to figure out something that fits in that mold, right? And so really what stood out to me is that there's a thing called affiliate marketing. And so what that means is that you are going to be referring people to other products, saying, hey, this is something that's really awesome and it's going to help you with this result. So if you look at kind of the different pieces of the business there, you're really only worrying about the sales and a little bit of the conversion piece, because the person that you're working with is going to be doing part of the conversion and really doing the fulfillment and the support. And so it got really clear to me that, hey, this is what I want to create for me, right? I want to be able to create my dream life of being able to wake up every day and focus on the things that I really want to focus on, to be able to spend as much time with my kids and my wife as I can and I want to, but to really be able to, and also, have the financial freedom as well. And so just thinking of how does one leave their 9 to 5, in a situation where you're supporting your family and it's not as easy to just say, okay, I'm just going to quit now and just go do this, my dream business, right? It can be challenging. It can be risky and a little bit scary as well. And so I thought, you know what? Like the thing that I really want to achieve for me is that, again, that dream life of being able to do that, so I can focus on the things, impact the people that I want, but also be able to have the flexibility to spend time with family as much as I would like. And so it became pretty clear to me that in order to actually leave your 9 to 5, obviously there's a lot of different things that you can do, right? You can save up for a while and then you can do it. But I really was like, man, I love being able to run a business and do these things. And so really what it came down to is I really feel like, hey, affiliate marketing would be the thing to do. And so again, as I went through this process, as I continued to take action, I was able to really see what is, the clarity is just continue to come more and more. And so that's really like what I'm excited to be able to focus on for the rest of this year, is to be able to continue to figure out and go on my own journey of, hey, okay, what does it take to actually build a business on the side and to still, be great at home and take care of your kids, still be great in the job, but to also do that and to start, be able to transition, from your 9 to 5. And then as I got thinking about that, I just thought, man, there's gotta be a lot of parents and other people in this same situation where they have limited time. They want to be able to transition to some sort of dream business that they want to create, but they don't know exactly how to do that, right? And so then I thought, man, okay, that's the thing that I can go and figure out. I can go on this journey and be able to really figure out, how do I do that, and try out all these different things. Then I can put together something to actually help people in that way. And so I'm super excited to be able to go on that journey and to be able to figure that out so that I can then help other parents do that. And so as I really thought through this, and as I was in this virtual event, I just remember really feeling like there's people out there that need this. And so they're waiting for me to go figure that out and to present that to them and to help them. And so I'm just super excited for that, to be able to make this happen. And again, just so grateful for the clarity. And so, I just want to reiterate to you that what was one of the key steps for getting clarity throughout that entire process, it was taking action, right? It's in today's day and age, like it's super easy for us to see a ton of information, a ton of products, a ton of different things that could work and that likely do. But until you actually take action and do something about it, you just continue to dream and to think about it, right? And so that's why it's super important to actually take action and just to continue to take action and change as you go. And there's a lot of people that talk about, being an entrepreneur, that you're just failing forward. You do this, you fail, you do this, you fail, you do this, but you're continuing to go up and up and up, and it gets a little bit better and a little bit better, a little bit more clear. And so you continue to do those things. And so that's my challenge for you for today, is to really think about, what is it that's not clear in your life right now? And maybe it's at home, maybe it's in this business that you want to create, or in some other dreams. Think about that and really figure out, well, is there anything that I can do to have more clarity right now? Can I talk to somebody? Can I, get some coaching? Maybe that would help, but also it might just be that you just need to take some action. You just need to start taking those steps, and then you'll find that you'll know what it is. You'll get that clarity as you take action, as you continue to do that. So I encourage you to do that, take some action, and make it happen. Hey, it's Dustin, and I hope you got a lot of value out of this episode. And I also hope that you're already subscribed. If not, what are you waiting for? Go subscribe, rate, and review. That'll make sure that you get this content as soon as it comes out. And also make sure to share with your friends and family so that they can go big and go home just like you.